So why did I start using Shockwave in the office? Shockwave wasn't something that I got from Dr. Tori. Dr. Tori was the one that helped me structure the office and create this machine that has completely changed my life. So I'll always be grateful to him. But Shockwave, I used when I was a student. So we had a Shockwave machine. That machine set me apart from everybody else because there was very few people using Shockwave. So that's what allowed me to see a massive amount of people while I was in clinic, you know. And I always thought it was like super expensive. But then I found this Shockwave unit that was $2,300 on Amazon. I was like, yo, fuck it. I didn't tell my wife. I didn't tell anybody. And this box, giant box, showed up in the office. And then I looked at my wife and I said, hey, we're going to start doing Shockwave. So I opened the box. That same day, we started charging $20 per session for Shockwave. And people think I'm crazy because, like, why would you charge $20 for something that you should be charging $150 for? But I wanted to introduce it to the patients the same way I did with the adjustments. With the adjustments, I introduced it, $20. And then before we opened up the office, I gave everybody the opportunity to buy as many $20 visits as they wanted before the prices went up. So I did the same thing with Shockwave. Introduced it, offered it to everybody, gave them the first session free, just like when you're hustling, and they got hooked. They loved it. And for $20, they didn't even think twice. And then they started telling their friends and telling their family, telling everybody. And we were doing Shockwave, and I was the one doing it. We didn't even have a Shockwave CA. So I'm here. It was my wife and that was it. And then I would go, she would check them in, she would go strap them on decompression, I would get them off decompression, I would put them on the roller, I would adjust them, and then I would try to do Shockwave while somebody else was waiting, and shit was a mess. Like, we just made it work. Like, figure, the two of us got to the point where we were seeing 50 to 60 patients a day. And this was in like probably the second month of practice. Then we hired somebody on. The kid was a 15-year-old. Like, he was 15 years old, taught him how to do decompression, taught him how to do Shockwave. We increased the price, gave everybody the opportunity to purchase as many $20 visits as they wanted to before the prices went up. This is how you keep people from getting mad. Because you go, you do your mass text, you put it out there, you make posts, prices are going up. Buy as many as you want at this price point. Some people bought $2,000, $5,000 worth. Like, people bought an insane amount of visits. And it's cool because that's called a fast cash play from Alex Hermosi. We got a ton of cash up front for services we didn't even deliver. Then we increased to 50. And then from 50, we increased to 75. And from 75, we increased to 100. What changed? It was just mindset. Like, I had to prove to myself first that people wanted this thing. Then I had to prove to myself that people would be willing to pay more. And then I wanted to test the limits a little bit more, and people still paid. And then we tested it a little bit more, and people still paid. It always comes back to you. Like, do I think Shockwave is worth $100? I've seen it change people's lives, but that's not for me to decide. That's for them to decide. I just have to be okay with that number within me. I know I'm not ripping anybody off because I'm changing lives. Like, how much, if you have somebody with plantar fasciitis that can't run, how much would they pay for the ability to run? Like, you know, runners love running. There's a runner's high. It's just part of their culture, their community. And somebody that plantar fasciitis takes that away from them, how much is that worth? Everything. And we don't need everything. All we need is $100. So you just have to be comfortable and know with the certainty what it is that you do. And still to this day, what we do, it goes back to LTV. So lifetime value. I have somebody that's on an adjustment and decompression plan. They come over to me. I notice that their traps are tight and they have whatever stiffness and they're complaining about a stiff neck. Out of the kindness of my heart, I say, hey, what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to give you a free Shockwave session so this can move a little bit better. And then the doctor who's performing the Shockwave will make her recommendations if you want to keep going with it. Now, I just gave them a free visit. They're grateful to me for giving them a free visit. And we have the opportunity to continue that care. Because one shockwave might get them out of pain for a day or two, but it's going to come back. Like, just with everything, you have to keep up with it. So this is how we increased our LTV. This is how we added an additional service that stays in line. Like, honestly, I have ideas that come to me all the time, and I want to add all these services. But I keep having to remember, Alex Hormozi says that woman in the red dress from Matrix. And like, I get so distracted by all these ideas. Like, I want to incorporate peptides. I want to incorporate HRT. I want to incorporate cosmetic. Like, I want to do everything. But with these 3 services, we have the ability to do at least $320,000 a month. Until I hit 320, I'm not doing anything else.